The Thunder plays the Sacramento Kings Wednesday night in the Ford Center in the first game that matters. But does that mean what happened in the preseason doesn't matter at all? From the Opubco Studios in Oklahoma City, I'm Mike Sherman, and here to preview Oklahoma City's NBA season opener is Thunder beat writer Darnell Mayberry. Darnell, looking at some of the trends and storylines from the preseason, I'd like you to separate what matters still and what doesn't matter. Okay, let's start off with this. The Thunder's three-game preseason losing streak to end it all. What do you think? Matter or doesn't matter?
It doesn't matter. I mean, you look at this team, they're not 2-5. They're 0-0 going into Wednesday night's game against the Kings. It doesn't matter that they lost those 3 games. What matters is how they played those 3 games. You want them to transfer better energy into the Wednesday season opener against the Kings, and don't play with the same sort of half-hearted effort that they showed at times throughout the Houston game, the San Antonio game, and throughout the whole game against the Kings. If they can play with intensity and effort for 48 minutes, I think this team's going to be okay.
Okay, a 15-point home loss to the Kings in the preseason finale.
Doesn't matter at this point, but again, they didn't play with any energy in that game, and I think it probably had a lot to do with it was the last preseason game. The Kings just came out and outplayed them. I think it's not going to matter when the ball's thrown up Wednesday night against the Kings for real this time. I think you just need to overlook that.
Starters didn't play that many minutes, but Russell Westbrook's preseason patience and consistency really was noticeable. Does that matter or doesn't matter?
It matters. I mean, Russell Westbrook has come back a different player. He's slowed down his game. He's looking for his teammates a lot more. Nenad Kirstic told us the other day he knows when he's open now he's going to get the ball. Last year when he got here at the beginning of January, he didn't know if he was going to get the ball from Russell Westbrook. Now he knows Russell Westbrook is becoming a slower point guard, a more patient point guard, and I think that's paying off for his teammates.
Okay, Serge Ibaka's flashes of production and explosiveness in the preseason matter or doesn't matter?
It matters. I mean, Serge Ibaka does, and it's something that you've said for weeks now. He does something that no one else on this team can do, and that's rebound, block shots, and be just an intimidator inside that middle and that painted area for the Thunder. Tom Thomas doesn't bring that. Nenad Kirstic doesn't bring that. Nick Collison is limited in what he can do down there. He's got physical gifts that no one else on this team has. So everything that we saw in the preseason, I think that's going to matter come the regular season.
Okay, opponents shooting open three-pointers matter or doesn't matter?
It matters. I mean, again, it's not the way that it is the way that they lost the game. It's not the fact that they lost the game, it's the way that they lost the game. Teams were getting 10-plus three-pointers in those last 3 games. The fact that they couldn't defend the 3-ball against the Rockets, Spurs, or Kings, I think that's a sign for alarm. And you have to be concerned about that going into the regular season. This team is working on its shell defense, and that shell defense is naturally going to give up some points on the perimeter as it tries to protect the paint. So I think that's something to look forward to in this first week to 2 weeks of the season to see how they can build on that shell defense.
Okay, anything I didn't mention here that in your mind still matters from the preseason?
Well, I think you have to look at Nick Collison's ankle injury. I mean, he's still not 100%. Going into the regular season, and that's going to be big because he's going to give this team depth in the front court. That's going to be huge. He needs to be healthy. Rebounding, I think rebounding is a big weakness for this team in the preseason. They showed that they struggled rebounding the ball. They don't have one good rebounder. Guys going to get you 8, 9, 10 rebounds a game. So they have to rely on team defense, and Nick Collison is going to be big for that. The other two, James Harden, I think. He was streaky in the preseason, the rookie out of Arizona State. He needs to be more consistent, and I think it's going to come. He's more comfortable playing with the reserves as opposed to the starters, and he's going to go into the season as the backup to Thabo Sefolosha. So I think that's going to bode well for him. And then the last thing, I would just say is the backup point guard play because Sean Livingston and Kevin Ollie are 2 guys who were sort of streaky in the preseason. They're both have their limitations. Kevin Ollie's 36 years old. Sean Livingston coming back from that knee injury. How will the point guard play off the bench impact the Thunder this season?
Good stuff. Thanks, Darnell. Listen, you can stay with the best coverage team anywhere, every day at News OK and every morning in the Oklahoma.